Hello everybody and welcome to College Sports Talk. So today's a pretty good day to be a Boston Bruins fan. And I hope it stays the same for me because I'm about to take a psychology test at 2 o'clock, so that's like 3.5 hours from now. But David Pastrnak re-signed with the Boston Bruins. So it's a 6-year, $40 million year deal. And it's per year it's $6.67 million per year. And that's a steal for David Pastrnak. I mean, really. Yeah, I would like the term to be a little bit longer. I would have liked it to be an 8-year deal, but it would have been worth more money, obviously, because it's eating up his unrestricted free agency years. I believe this contract's taking up 2 unrestricted free agency years. For people who don't know what I mean by that, so in NHL and possibly in NBA too, I'm not really too sure on the terms for the NBA, but for the NHL, there's a certain period of time when you're a restricted free agent, even after you sign your first contract. Like, let's say they just do a bridge deal for like 1 year after your rookie contract. After that deal runs up for like, let's say a year, you're still gonna be a restricted free agent because the time has to change. I believe like it's 4 years after the rookie deal. I'm not 100% sure on that, but based on the fact that it's a 6-year deal and it's taking up 2 years of unrestricted free agency, I can assume that's 4 years. But this is a very good deal for the Boston Bruins. Wish it would have got done sooner. It really should have, considering how low the money was of what I was thinking it was going to be. Because a lot of people thought it was going to be Draisaitl money or Tarasenko money. I wouldn't be mad if it was Tarasenko money because based off of last year, they're very similar players. And honestly, they're my 2 favorite players. My 3 favorite players are David Pastrnak, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Nino Niederreiter of the Minnesota Wild. They're all European, obviously. But yeah, this is a very good contract, especially for the Boston Bruins. It's only making him the 3rd highest paid player on the team, behind David Krejci and I believe Bergeron. Well, it was either Bergeron or Marchand, but obviously behind Krejci because he's the highest paid player on the Boston Bruins. But in a year or 2 from now, David Pastrnak's going to be the best player in the Boston Bruins. The reason why I say that, for number one, he's only 21, and the youngest player of the forward core is Marchand. And honestly, he had his career year with 85 points last year. Brad Marchand I'm talking about. He's 29, going on, I don't know when he turns 30, but still, that's getting up there. He's still in his prime. But still, I believe that Bergeron is 31. And Krejci, he's up there too. I'm not saying that they're old, but they're going to be starting to decline in the next couple of years. I mean, Krejci kind of already did that, even though he did have career numbers and goals. But in points, he was kind of down, especially in the beginning of the year. But David Pastrnak, he's going to be I don't know if I'm going to say a captain or anything. He could be an alternate captain. But he's going to be probably the best forward for the Boston Bruins for a while. It'd be great to have another elite forward, but I don't think we're there yet. We got really lucky when we drafted David Pastrnak 25th overall. I mean, that's a gigantic steal. He was 10th in goals last year. He had 34, which was tied for Kane. Not Evander, crap, what is his first name? I don't know. I've just been studying a lot, so I can't remember Kane's first name. Oh, Patrick Kane. There you go. So, tied with him and somebody else, I forgot who, for 10th overall with 34 goals. He also had 70 points in 77 games. Well, no, 75 games. So that's near a point per game, and considering that he's, at the time he was only 20 years old, that's crazy. I mean, he's definitely one of the best players in the NHL right now. And at least in my opinion. Obviously he's swayed a little bit. People are saying that it's just a 1-year deal. I mean, in terms of his production. But honestly, the year before, I believe he had like 19 goals in a certain amount of time, but he also missed like more than half of the season. So he showed what he could do. So he definitely has plenty of talent, and I don't believe last season was a fluke by any means. But in my opinion, yeah, he was underpaid, especially since the cap will be rising in a few years. I mean, it's going to be rising every year by a little bit. So let's say like 4 years from now, this deal is going to be a steal. I mean, it technically is a steal right now. But a very good contract, very good player. And I just want to compare him to Leon Draisaitl and Philip Forsberg. Because apparently, according to some sites, the deal was kind of based off the Philip Forsberg deal, in which Philip Forsberg signed a 6-year deal worth $36 million in total. I kind of want to look at his stats. So, his 2016 stats for each 3 players. So, in 2016, Philip Forsberg played 82 games. He had 31 goals and 58 points, 27 of those being assists. So, obviously, David Pastrnak is a little bit more valuable because, number one, he scored 3 more goals and he had 12 more total points. So, obviously, he's a more valuable player based off the stats. And, I just view him as a better player. Yeah, David Pastrnak has some questions on defense compared to Forsberg, but David Pastrnak, in my opinion, is more valuable. But then Leon Draisaitl, who signed a 8-year deal with $68 million in total. And $8.5 million per year. Number one, he's a center, so centers are going to be more valued than wingers because they're generally more flexible, meaning that they can play winger or center. And of course, they take face-offs, and they're more viewed to be two-way players in most cases compared to wingers. And honestly, Draisaitl was kind of overpaid in my opinion. Again, he's 21, similar to David Pastrnak, but that's a crazy amount. But again, it's an 8-year deal, so you expect it to be a lot more. So, looking at his stats, he played 82 games, 77 points, 29 goals, and 48 assists. So, a very good player. Probably going to be a better overall player than David Pastrnak because, again, he's a center. And I don't know, like he's going to be like a Fanny Malkin because people are comparing Connor McDavid to Sidney Crosby, obviously. But yeah, this is a very good signing for the Boston Bruins, obviously. Keeping their core together, or their future core, because he's going to be a major part of any success that the Boston Bruins are going to have. And honestly, I'm really excited for the Boston Bruins. I can't say that I'm expecting them to make the playoffs this year, not because of a lack of talent, But due to the fact that we're going to be putting in younger players in the lineup, and you can expect growing pains. But with Charlie McAvoy, Brandon Carlo, David Pastrnak, even Frankie Vetrano, JFK, Jacob Forbaska Carlson, that's why we call him JFK. And then we have like other young players coming up, like Jacob Zabril. I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Jacob DeBrusque. He's looking pretty good apparently. Both players could possibly play this year sometime. Jeremy Lawson. He has some injury problems, but apparently he's looking good again. And then Anders Bork, he could play because apparently he's looking like a steal because he was drafted in the 5th round, and I believe he won like, what was it, one of the best college players. So in my opinion, we have some pretty good prospects coming up. But with that said, my biggest fear is that I don't know if we're a Stanley Cup contender in the next couple of years. So I honestly wouldn't mind the Boston Bruins tanking to get a top 5 draft pick to get like a center. This year doesn't look. I mean, it's gonna be a very good draft year in terms of rookies for like wingers and defensemen. But if I remember correctly, like the best center, as in right now, is for you to be like drafted 8th overall. So you can take that with a grain of salt, but still. So the reason why I somewhat want us to tank is because I don't know if we have a true number 1 center in our prospect pool right now. But other than that, I really like our prospects. We have plenty of depth, especially on the defense and the blue line and whatnot. The forwards I'm kind of worried about, mostly due to the fact that none of them really came up yet, but we can expect them to come up now. I mean, not necessarily for like a whole 82 games, but I would like for some of them to play like at least a 10 game contract. But thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video. Thank you.